Today, we are covering net present value and internal rate of return for the Series 65 exam. These concepts are crucial for capital budgeting decisions, and the exam will test your ability to interpret them, not perform complex math. Let's start with the net present value, or NPV, decision rule. NPV is the difference between the present value of future cash inflows and the initial investment. For the exam, the rule is simple. If the NPV is positive, you accept the project. If it's negative, you reject it. A positive NPV means the project is expected to add value to the firm, and a negative NPV means it will lose value. For example, if a project costs $1 million and the present value of its future cash flows, discounted at the company's required rate of return, is $1.2 million, the NPV is a positive $200,000. This is a project you would accept. The exam won't ask you to calculate the discounted cash flows, but it will expect you to know that a positive result is the green light. Now, let's discuss the internal rate of return, or IRR. The IRR is the discount rate that makes the NPV of a project equal to zero. Think of it as the project's intrinsic rate of return. The decision rule for IRR is to accept a project if its IRR is greater than the company's required rate of return, sometimes called the hurdle rate. For instance, if a project's IRR is 12% and the company's required rate of return is 9%, you accept it because the project's expected return exceeds the minimum acceptable return. A major exam trap involves comparing NPV and IRR, especially with mutually exclusive projects, where you can only choose one. The Series 65 considers NPV the superior method. This is because NPV is expressed in dollar terms, directly measuring the value added, while IRR is a percentage that can sometimes be misleading when comparing projects of different scales. If a question presents a conflict where one project has a higher IRR but a lower NPV, you should always choose the project with the higher positive NPV. Another trap to watch for is wording around the discount rate. The exam might call it the required rate of return, the cost of capital, or the hurdle rate. They all mean the same thing in this context. Remember the relationship. If the discount rate used to calculate NPV increases, the NPV will decrease. If the IRR is greater than the discount rate, the NPV will be positive. For a memorable shortcut, use this phrase: IRR greater, go. If the internal rate of return is greater than the required rate, it's a go for the project. For NPV, just think positive is profit. A positive NPV indicates a profitable decision. The exam focuses on these decision rules and relationships, not on your ability to use a financial calculator. Understand when to accept or reject and why NPV is the preferred method when results conflict, and you'll be well prepared for these questions. For free practice questions, AI-powered explanations, and more exam prep tools, visit openexamprep.com. That's openexamprep, all one word, .com.